Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is True Talk with TruMotion, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, followed by my co-host Stephen. Let's get things kicked off. Well, first off, if you hear some like weird, sporadic, loud noise, they're working on our roof right now, and every now and then we get some loud noises coming down in here. I feel like they're about ready to fall through the roof, but hopefully we don't have that come on the air. That'd be kind of wild.
It'd be interesting. So, we might have a surprise guest.
Yeah, that'd be a first, a drop-in guest.
Yep.
So we're hoping for no drop-in guests. So, but it's been quite a week, hasn't it, Stephen? So let's kind of recap your week. You've got some pretty cool stuff that's been going on.
Oh man, my week was a roller coaster. We were talking earlier about the Monday class and running the school here and just the mix of emotions, really. Not going to get into detail because it'll be irrelevant by the time everyone hears this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really caused me to pause, and I kind of got a little anxious about certain things and the outcomes of certain things, and I realized that, well, I need an outlet, and so I just started walking. Mm-hmm. So maybe I just saw Forrest Gump a few times. I just started walking.
I just kept running.
So I've been doing about 4 to 7 miles every day.
Nice.
So that's been great, and that immediately turned around my attitude. And then, on an earlier episode, I mentioned I had a dog. Yeah. Well, she had puppies, and
puppies.
Six little whelps, 6 little wiggle worms. They're adorable. They're helpless. They make little noises and. They're basically poop factories.
Yeah. What kind of dogs are they again?
They are border collie.
Border collies. Okay.
Yep.
So you got some lassies on your hands, huh?
Yep.
All right. I thought they were Aussies, but no, border collies.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's quite been the whirlwind for everybody, myself as well. Still getting used to the sleeping from getting out of the hospital. That's been kind of an up and down process, to say the least. Some days it's been good, and I'm like, yeah, I got a little bit of energy. Some days are like, I stare at the screen for 2 seconds, and I'm like, starting to fall asleep. So, hopefully I can get some answers for that here in the next week or so. But yeah, the dojo's been just moving forward, and it's the beginning of summer. I've noticed a lot of the students, parents included, that are just, they look like they've been through a week too, with the first week only being the first week of summer. A lot of them are coming in dragging tired.
Oh, wow.
And just like, they're like, are you guys all right? It looks like you've been through some stuff. Like, yes, the first week of summer. Like, yep, okay, I get it. So, but that should be a good top 5 topic. What are your top 5 summer activities?
Top 5 summer activities.
Top 5 things you like to do during the summer. Maybe we'll put that in the next couple of weeks.
So we have content. So
yeah,
there we go.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's summertime here in Utah. School's out, starting to get hot. Oh God, is it getting hot?
By the time we hear this, it'll be really hot.
Yes. I mean, I normally don't like to turn on the AC. I just like to let the big fans run. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. I got to keep the ACs on because I'm like sweating just like watching people. Yeah. I can only imagine if I was in there actually doing the workout with them. And you know that it's hot when the juniors class is like dripping sweat, and they're like, Sensei Mark, it's really hot in here. Like, oh God, you guys are right. It is really hot in here. Let's turn this place down a little bit. So, okay, moving on to a word from our sponsors.
Are you ready to unleash your inner warrior this summer? Join us at TruMotion Martial Arts of South Jordan, Utah for our exclusive Summer of Self-Defense promotion. You get a whole month of intense training that includes a high-quality karate gi, an exclusive t-shirt, our signature dojo patch, full membership to our gym, 4 weeks of personal lessons, and group classes. And here's the best part. Mention our Summer of Self-Defense campaign and get your second summer month of training for only $150. That's 2 months of top-notch training for an unbeatable price. Don't miss this chance to build confidence, learn self-defense, and transform your life. Spaces are limited and summer is slipping by, so act now. Visit us online at TruMotionMA.com or call 801-280-8881 to sign up today. Join the summer of self-defense at True Motion Martial Arts and become the hero of your own story. True Motion Martial Arts, building better people since 1981.
This week's top 5 is a little different. Well, I shouldn't say a little different. We haven't done any food in a while, so we decided to do a top 5 potato dishes. Okay, now, obviously, potatoes are great. Well, that's an argument. Are they a vegetable or are they a tuber? Like,
They're a tuber.
So, a great tuber.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call them a vegetable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go really wrong with cooking with potatoes. I mean, well, you can, but you got to really screw them up. Let's be honest. Potatoes are great. So, there's a reason why nations and nationalities of people have survived on potatoes.
Potatoes, yep.
Yeah. So, what's your top 5 potato list?
Top 5 potato. We're going to go fries. We're going to start with steak fries. This is going to be a sub list within my top 5. Okay,
Gotcha,
so steak fries, curly fries, waffle fries, French fries, and then French fries are last. The cross-cut fries. Like
the
crinkle cut fries.
Crinkle cut fries, okay.
All right, so we've got fries, chips, which, another sub 5. We got those kettle baked chips. They're up there, number 1.
Yeah.
Ruffles are really good. Doritos. I mean, that's a corn chip. That's not a potato chip. Scratch that.
Yeah.
I'll just delete that part. Those chips. We're just gonna go with chips.
Chips.
Then we're gonna go with potato tots.
Tater tots
are gonna be at the top. Really.
Okay.
Those are great. Then we're gonna go with mashed potatoes.
Okay.
And scalloped potatoes.
Scalloped potatoes. Okay. Yeah, honestly, man, it's no like you could put anything with potatoes and be like, yeah, it's a great dish. You really could. So I like how you went down and like dissected. Okay, now let's even break down even more. Okay, so you're like steak fries. Where are your best steak fries at?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Okay. Then you went. Was it waffle fries?
Curly fries.
Curly fries.
Arby's.
There's really only one place to get curly fries here in Utah. It's Arby's. And then did you say waffle fries?
I did.
Kind of the same thing.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Crinkle cut. You can actually buy those. I mean, you could buy everything, but I've had the best ones bought from Costco.
Really? And just you made them yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Now, it's interesting because a lot of people don't understand or don't realize that French fries are actually fried twice. That's how they get the crunch.
Yep.
The first fry is to cook them, then they take them out and they dry them off, let them sit for a while, then they throw them back in the fryer when they're about ready to serve them. That's when they get the crunchy outside, so where you get that crispy crunch to it. So, a little FYI there for you.
That's some extra information.
I know, coming straight from the non-cook's mouth. My top 5 is obviously mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Man, if you can't make a good mashed potatoes, then you really gotta.
What's the secret to a good mashed potato?
Okay, the secret is, one, you gotta skin them.
Yep.
Okay, you gotta skin them, and then you cut them into as evenly portioned sizes as possible so they cook the same. Okay. Then you gotta find yourself a ricer, and you put them in a ricer, and then you squeeze them through that. That makes them airy and just fine textured. Okay. Then after you do that, it's kind of a process. Okay. You get that. Then some people like to use sour cream instead of butter. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can either use sour cream or butter, whatever. That gives a little bit more, thickness and richness to it. And then I like to use, it's that Irish cheddar cheese. They make good butter too. Kerrygold. I love the Kerrygold Irish cheddar. Shade are great. So you gotta grate it yourself. If you use pre-grated cheese, it comes with some preservative to keep it together and this and that. So anytime you want to do shredded cheese, you have to shred it yourself.
I see.
So, and then just mix that up, and it is just smooth as silk. So the key is honestly the ricer, and that's a giant pain in the butt because you got to scoop them all into there, squeeze them, have them go into a different bowl, squeeze them, different bowl. It's like, oh my gosh, can't I just mash them right in the bowl? Well, you could, but then you probably want to put it through a ricer again. But the key is the ricer. That makes great mashed potatoes. And then I've got the hash brown patties. The hash brown patties. Like, for me personally, the ones from McDonald's.
Okay.
Shoot, like, those things are like the best little breakfast little nugget you could have. And if you love hash browns, they're always crispy. They're always crunchy. I mean, hash browns are okay, but man, they can go, like, some people can do them really bad. So I like the hash brown patties.
Hash brown patties, not the hash brown.
Exactly. Hash
Just
brown
shredded.
patties, not just shredded hash browns. And then potato wedges. I like potato wedges. You can fry them, you can bake them, whatever, but potato wedges. I'm also a big steak fries fan as well. I like Red Robin steak fries. Okay. Those are where I like to go for steak fries. And now they give them to you the second you sit down.
Really?
Unlimited steak fries. It's amazing. Which I was like, this is a bad business model because nobody orders appetizers anymore. So like, I'll just take another basket of fries.
More fries, please?
Yeah, exactly. Some people have gone through like 12 baskets of fries in one meal. It's amazing.
I'm going to go to Red Robin after this.
Yeah, exactly. My last one, I call them TikTok potatoes because that's where I learned how to make them.
Okay.
And what it is, it's like a combination of like a fried potato and a baked potato, if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah.
So what you do is you take those little petite potatoes, cut them in half, and then you score the inside. Okay, scoring means like you cut some lines in it. Okay, so you can kind of like open it up a little bit so stuff can go inside the potato. You do that to a bunch of them, and so you could like lay them face down in a pan. But before you lay them down, you put in like, this kind of varies. It depends on the size of the pan, but either half a stick of butter or a stick of butter, and you melt it. So melt it in the microwave. And then you put in Parmesan cheese and whatever seasonings. Now, the company that I was watching this from, he owns a seasoning company called Dano's. Okay, so if you ever look at seasonings, Dano's is actually a pretty good seasoning. Okay, he even had, he was doing this pre-stuff. Now he's actually made a seasoning called cheesening that you can do strictly for these potatoes.
Oh,
You just
wow.
pour the cheesening in it, and that's all you need. Okay, but you pour Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper. I like to use a little bit of cumin, and then whatever kind of, if you like heat, whatever kind of heat level you want. Some people like to sprinkle in some cayenne. Some people just like paprika.
Mm-hmm.
But paprika is not a heat thing, but just for color. And you lay those face down, and then as it comes, like it creates like a paste on the bottom of your dish, your cookie pan. You lay them face down, and then you take a little brush and take the excess and just kind of brush the top of them. Well, you bake them for about 45 minutes at, I think, 375, so a little bit higher than normal temperature. The bottom turns out just super crunchy because of the cheese. The inside is just like this gooey mash of potatoes, and then you eat it, and it's just like a crunchy, mashy texture. Man, every time I make those, everybody's like, you need to make those more often. I was like, I would, but they're kind of a pain in the ass.
A lot of steps.
A lot of steps. But that would be my final one. My honorable mentions would be chips and tots as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't go wrong with chips and tots. So,
And those hash brown patties, they're amazing. The ones I get, I actually find them at Trader Joe's. And
do you?
They're bigger than the ones at McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just fry them up yourself?
You bake them. You just put
Bake
them in a pan and bake them and
There
eat
you
with
go.
eggs. It's delicious.
Oh man, just cracking
Ketchup.
getting a couple of fried eggs over the top of them. Yeah, you can't. Breakfast is done at that point.
Yep. That's a meal right there.
Yeah, making me hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to the next section of the show. It's on to the Ask Us Senseis. Okay, so this week, there are a couple of them still from our good buddies, Kate and Elsie from the dojo. But the first question is, this is something not only I feel like am I going through at the moment, but I can see everybody else going through something very, very similar. Everybody will be doing something similar, but everybody's going through some stuff. So the first question is, when things seem to be working against you, how do you keep moving forward? So what are some tips that you've like noticed for yourself, or like you kind of already hit on it already?
I have a process.
Unintentionally.
Yeah. I do a few things. I cut out as much unneeded distraction as I can. I try to step away from as many electronics as I can. And I move. I walk.
Yeah.
But I walk. I let my mind think. Because basically what's happening is something's coming up in your life that you don't fully understand and you're afraid of it. Or something's coming up in your life and you don't know how to handle it. It's new. It happens. We're growing. So for me, I need help processing like what's going on. And for me, that's two things. That's movement and that's music. So I put on, I guess you can call them house. It's a house music.
Okay.
It's no words, just beats.
Yeah.
And I walk. And I just walk and I think. And I let my mind sort of unravel that knot right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do when things don't seem to go my way. But exercise is how I try to get myself back on course. So, yeah, that's. I mean, I really enjoy it, and it's something that it's like, oh, I do it even when things are going my way.
Yeah,
feels great.
No, I mean the moving part is very, very important, just for the simple fact that, man, if you're not doing your best to keep your body moving, it's that old saying: if you don't use it, you lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you see that a lot in like elderly people or people that are getting a little bit old, minus Master Linton and John Scott. Most of you guys are like the ageless wonders. But on the flip side, those two guys are always moving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's when you see people that they're super active when they're younger and all of a sudden they get a little older and they stop moving. That's when everything starts going downhill. Now, I know people have injuries and stuff like that. I have injuries too, but I do my best to try to move around as much as possible. But I've found that as I've gotten older, I used to try to solve everything myself, and that's good and bad. Okay, it's good to be able to learn how to solve problems by yourself because you'll need to at some point. But at the same time, if you're only solving problems your way, you're only going to get to the level of your thought process. Versus the second you start asking for help or asking someone else, now you've just elevated yourself to another level of thought process. So for me, as I've gotten older, it's like, man, I really try to talk to people. Like I talk to my wife virtually every night for a good solid hour just on, hey, recapping the day, what's been going on, what's happening, and that's our way of staying connected because we have opposite schedules. But talking to people, as many people as I can get a hold of, I will try to talk to them and be like, hey, I've noticed this is going on. Okay, you've got a lot more life experience than me. What would you do? Mm-hmm. If it's business or if it's karate related, hey, Master Martin, Master Linton, you guys have been in this industry a lot longer than I have. Pretty sure you've dealt with the same issue. What did you do? And if it's similar to what would do, I'd be like, okay, I'm in line, but I'm not going to do it exactly the way I would do it. I'm going to add in what they would do. Because then that just helps stretch me as a person. So I'm in full agreement with Stephen with you got to move, okay? You got to move. You got to move. The last thing you want to do is go into that paralysis stage, okay? And I even call it sometimes paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
People will be thinking too much that they won't do anything.
They're figuring out all the different options, and at the same time, that's what they're spending their energy on.
Exactly. And they don't need to do that because it's like, hey, you already know what you need to do. Just get up and do it. So I definitely think that you got to move, and you got to talk to people, and not only talk to yourself, but talk to people you trust, because hopefully they will give you a different insight than what you're seeing, because you're only seeing it through your lens, and they're seeing it from a different lens. Right. So all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, hey, well, that back there happened. And they'll be like, what? They're like, I didn't see that. Well, yeah, because your lenses are looking forward. Their lens are looking to you at the side. So they may see things that you didn't see at first. And all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, oh, God, there it is. That was the problem. I didn't think of that. So I always try to ask for help. And that's a very... For men, for a lot of men, they're just like, asking for help. It's such a sissy thing to do. Yeah, we just don't do it. Which we need to start doing it far more often, because we'll cause ourselves far less stress. Yeah. So, and as simple and as dumb as it sounds, just putting one foot in front of the other.
The man who walks 10,000 steps does it one at a time.
Yep, exactly. Just the act of getting up, putting one foot in front of the other, surviving the day is a huge deal for some people. So you don't have to feel like you're making these ginormous strides in life. Getting up and moving that day, it's a big stride. It's a big, big deal. So I know that sometimes it's like, God, I feel like I'm carrying so much weight, extra baggage on whatever, but did you get up and did you put one foot in front of the other? Yes, I did. Then that's a day worth talking about. Okay, it's the days where you're like, oh, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't take it. Like, I'm just not going to do anything today, which we've all done. That's when you have to look at yourself and be like, did I make the right choice? Sometimes the answer is yes. Majority of the time, the answer is no. Like, no, I really could have gone in and done something productive and helped out or whatever.
Yeah, at least for me, there's that guilt factor.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm slacking, but now I feel worse because I'm not doing something.
No, I'm right there with you. The guilt factor hits me really hard too.
Like, oh, I could be progressing here. I could be progressing here. I'm not. Yeah. That makes me feel bad. I'm feeling bad. I'm not moving. I feel worse.
Yep, exactly.
That's how it works.
It's a vicious cycle. But let us know what you guys do to kind of keep yourselves moving forward, and like, what do you guys do when you run into hard times and you're just like, I just can't deal with this anymore. Like, how do I get past this? What are your tips and what are your tricks to, like, just run through those barriers, so to speak? Next question is a little bit funner question, not quite as deep, but it's, what did you do? What did you want to do when you were growing up? And if you were to tell your 8-year-old self what it is you do, what would they say?
Well, there's when I was growing up, I wanted to do something with engineering, but really I just wanted to build Legos.
You built stuff?
Yeah, just build stuff.
You're a tinker. Well, I can already tell you're a tinkerer.
Yeah, that's all I can do. So then when I realized math was involved with building stuff,
math, it sucks.
It's like, well, everything. I'll leave it to the other people.
Yeah.
I'll do other things. I'm building better people instead. So
yeah.
I think 8-year-old me would be really surprised that I am where I am now. And it would be very interesting to have that discussion, to be like to meet, without breaking any timelines.
Yeah.
This is where you're going to end up. I can't tell you hey, don't buy Legos, buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Exactly. An 8-year-old me would be like, what? What's that?
What coin bit?
Coins? Find those on the ground.
You mean you take them out of the internet? What's the internet?
What is this? I can't use the internet. I'm not allowed.
I'm not allowed. Well, I didn't have the internet when I was a kid. It's being invented in Al Gore's basement.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, I think 8-year-old me would be pretty impressed with where I'm at. I'm definitely a bit surprised because I had for the longest time wanted to do things with building and whatnot, and I still get those outlets here. So
yeah, you're definitely a tinkerer. I mean, you're always kind of going home and like building contraptions and just odds and ends type things, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, man, I wanted to be all sorts of things growing up as a little kid. I mean, I've always been in the teaching realm. I've always loved teaching things, coaching things. But man, there was a time where it was like I was spending like every day in a physical therapist's office. So I was like, man, I better know what the hell they're doing. I might as well make a living doing this. I'm here every day. So I wanted to do physical therapy. Because I like the way the body moves and works and like what makes it move and work and all that stuff. But then kind of the same thing with you when I saw what encompasses getting a physical therapy degree, and I'm like, you're out of your mind. Why do I need to know that to teach physical therapy? It's like they had me do this like internal medicine class, and I'm just like, I'm doing therapy, like muscles and joints. I'm not trying to diagnose people with ailments. That's what doctors do. It's like I'm not trying to be a doctor. So, and all the unnecessary nonsense classes that you got to take to get your degree in physical therapy, I was like, I'm so done with this. But yeah, physical therapy was a big one for a while. Law enforcement was there for a while. It's interesting looking back on it. I really would have liked to join the military after high school, and I probably should have. But because my family is like big, long line military family, especially my dad's side. Because it was like my grandpa served, my uncle served, my 2 aunts, both married people that served. The only one that didn't serve was my dad, and it was because he got into a really bad car accident, or I should say motorcycle accident when he was 18. But if he didn't get in that accident, I'm pretty sure he would have served as well. So, like, we talked about military and stuff like that growing up as a kid, but it was never one of those, like, you need to do your part to, preserve, the values that you believe in and help fight for, freedom and safety and all that stuff. Which, when 9/11 happened, like, I was just out of high school. I was dating someone. And I was about ready to throw all that away. And I was like, I'm going to go enlist. So I felt that like urge to like fight back. It's like, hey, these people are doing things to us. Like, I want to be a part of the fight back, so to speak. But then, I don't know what happened, but either someone talked me out of it or I chickened out of it or something. That was like one of the biggest things where it's like, God, I wish I should have done it. I should have done it. But those are probably the biggies for me. Man, if I talk to my 8-year-old self, they think I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you teach karate? Are you serious? You're a black belt? Yeah. Like, oh, God, you could probably kill somebody with your pinky or a stare. And then obviously me, I'd be like, yeah, so don't let me catch you doing stuff bad. Or you might catch this glancing stare and you'll be like, oh, dead. Yeah, like,
game over.
Yeah, they'll be like, what would happen to you? I'm like, don't talk back. It doesn't matter. I'm already here. So obviously you didn't do it. Yeah, I think a lot of people, and this is one thing I forget, and I have to remind myself of too. A lot of people think this is a really cool thing. Like, you teach karate? Yeah. Like, yeah, okay. It's just another Friday or Monday.
Are you telling me that you teach people how to punch and kick?
Yeah.
And how to stand?
Yeah.
And how to have confidence?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
That's incredible.
It really is. And like, a lot of people like to try to tease you about it. Like, a lot of the adults, a lot of my adult friends would tease me about it. And I was like, whatever. I'm just happier in my job than you are of yours.
It's unbelievable. Like, it's an amazing experience. To, like, you can see it.
Yeah.
Like, I came in on Tuesday after, and I was still fuming, still trying to process things, and I taught a student, and immediately my day turned around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's funny because, I mean, yes, our main objective is to be here for the students, but they have no idea how much they mean to just me and my own personal health. And that whole, like, how do you keep going? Going back to question number one, it's the students.
Yep.
It really is the students. Like, if I didn't care about the students, I'd have been like, I'm taking this week off. I've got a stub toe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But, like, I truly care about each and every one of these people that come in here, and I'm like, I want to make sure they get the absolute best that I can give them, because that's what they're paying for. So, yeah, a lot of people would always make fun of me for it, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're running a karate class. You're stupid. Blah 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 blah." Well, I'm still doing it. They've changed. A lot of my friends have changed careers like 3 or 4 times. Mm-hmm. They're not happy. Unfortunately, a lot of them are going through divorces. It's like, okay. It's like, I work for myself now. And I teach karate. Yes, I teach karate. But I'm a lot happier. It's like, I hope you're happy, but I know for a fact I'm happier than you. So, yeah, teaching karate is the best thing in the world. Teaching anything is the best. Yeah, so I think my 8-year-old self would think, like, I'm the ultimate badass.
There you go.
Be like, oh, that's right. I knew I was cool. That's right.
That's me.
That is me.
There we go.
There you go.
That's right.
Okay, all right. Last question. This one's a tough one. I've got to really think about this one. I haven't really thought about this one too much yet, but we'll see what happens. If you could describe your career in the martial arts in 5 words, what would those 5 words be?
I've been thinking about this the whole episode. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So you could be like just one word sentences. So it'd be like punch, kick, ki, stance, bow. You know, that's 5.
Yeah.
Or you could do something like we build better people daily or something like that. There's so many different things. So I don't know. I've described in 5 words. I might have to go with the first one, like just what I do, right?
So you're just describing what you do.
Describe what I do in 5 words: punch, kick, stand, move, respect. We could do 5 of the 7 rules.
5 of the 7 rules. Yeah. I honestly, I think that's a. Excuse me. That's a smart way to go. I'm trying to think of words that, would like describe what I do. So automatically, the first one that comes to my mind is fun.
Fun. Yeah.
Okay. It is fun, but also the second time, it's stressful.
Okay.
Okay, because it's that, balances of opposites. If you have only fun, nothing really ever gets done. So you have to have some stress to keep you grounded and moving forward. Mm-hmm. So there is stress involved. So fun and stress, those would be 2 right off the bat for me. Second one would probably have to be time. Time, because not only does it take you time to achieve your black belt, but it also takes you time to build your dojo.
I see. Okay.
Because a lot of people are like, oh, you just open up the door, unlock the doors, and then open them up, and you have this like long line of people waiting to get into your facility. I've been looking for a dojo like that, and I still haven't found one.
Right.
Like, I've been like, oh, where is this magic dojo they keep talking about? I don't know. Heaven, So I haven't found it yet. So, so you have to have time to build your business. You have to have time to build your reputation. Okay? So if you don't have time, well, then you got to make it. Okay? So that's where it's like, we talked when we talked with John Scott. I told him about how when I started teaching full time. He goes, "Oh, that's great." He goes, "Now you only have to work half the day, the first half or the second half." And I thought he was joking. I was like, "Very funny." No, he's true. It's right. You if you don't have the time, then you make the time. That's why I encourage all these young people, whether it's boys or girls, if you're looking to build anything worthwhile or worth having, do it when you're young. Do it when you don't have a family. Do it when you don't have all these other responsibilities that require your time, your effort, and your money. Okay? So we've got time, fun, and stress.
Yep.
Okay, those three. I need two more then. Lastly would be money.
Money.
Okay? Why? Because doing this career as a living, by doing it correctly and doing it the right way, has allowed me to survive and make a living off of it. Okay? Because last thing, honestly, if this was me, the last thing I would want to see if I was a karate instructor or a student excuse me, I keep yawning, is I'd be out at the grocery store and I'd see my quote-unquote master stocking shelves.
Right.
I'd be like, what is he doing? He's master so-and-so. He should not be stocking shelves.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very fortunate in the fact that the dojo's been doing well to where this is the main source of income. This has provided me with everything I need and provided my family with everything they need. You don't want to be greedy with it. Like, obviously you have to give to receive. So you want to make sure that you're giving far more than you're receiving. But if you're taking care of the students will ultimately take care of you in whatever form or fashion that is. That's what I tell everybody. I go, if you need to be taken care of monetarily, well, if you take care of the students will take care of you monetarily by paying their tuition.
Right.
If you need to be taken care of spiritually or emotionally, well, the students will take care of that just because of their infectious attitude when you're teaching them, especially the kids.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be like, oh, dang, you're right. This is why I remember why I like teaching the little kids.
I just love karate.
Exactly. Like Delilah yesterday. Sensei Mark, this is my favorite karate place ever. I just love karate. I'll be like, Delilah, I do too. Good job. So I would say fun, stress, time, money. And probably going to have to go with two more. One of them will have to be hustle.
Hustle.
You got to hustle.
Okay.
Okay, you got to get out there and want it.
Yep.
It's not just going to come to you.
Nope.
The last one I would probably say is, what's it called? I'm struggling thinking of the word. What word am I looking for? So we got fun, stress. Oh, you got to be enthusiastic.
Enthusiasm.
You got to have enthusiasm. Okay, if you're not enthusiastic about what you do or authentic
yes,
with
honesty.
yourself as you want to be, like I said, people see through that so easily now. Their BS meter is through the roof.
So dialed in.
Yeah, exactly. I remember we had an instructor quit from us. This was probably like 15, 16 years ago. And then in the same state opened up 3 more schools and then a couple in Arizona. And he would tell everybody that he was raised by Shaolin monks. And people believed him. And you're like, he's what? It's like, no, he was not that. And he'd always come to the uniform in a stinky gi. So it's like, okay, so apparently the Shaolin monks didn't train you because they didn't teach you any hygiene.
Right.
So, yeah, you got to be authentic. You got to be enthusiastic. And you got to have fun. But know that it's going to be stressful and time consuming. Okay, as long as you know those two things going right into it, it's going to be stressful and time consuming. There'll be no other surprises. You'll be able to handle anything.
That's right.
Okay. But those are the questions for us today. If you have any other questions you'd like us to hear or answer for you, please drop us a line at YouTube, TruTalk.
TruTalk Tuesdays.
TruTalk Tuesdays.
Gmail.com.
And Gmail. Do we have anything? They can just go on and type it on
YouTube.
YouTube, but also with Amazon and Spotify. Can they type in comments there?
Nope.
Okay.
Not that I can see them.
Okay, so if you want to leave us comments, make sure you leave us comments on YouTube or the email address. So, okay, last segment of the show is our shout outs. Okay, so we try to shout out people per episode to just kind of highlight their what they're doing, how they're doing, all that great stuff. So, who's your shout outs for the week, Stephen?
That's tough. Because I'm wildly unprepared for this part. My mind's been all over the place, as I've explained.
Yeah.
So I have to shout out my mom this week.
Okay.
She's
Good old Mama Hines.
Good old Mary Heina. Thank you for helping me out with my dog and her whelping and the 6 new puppies that are there. And
Oh, the dog's whelping?
Yeah.
Yeah. It needs attention.
It needs attention.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm here. I have to go.
Don't forget me.
Trade off.
Yeah. But as much as your mom may not want to do it,
yeah,
man, she loves to do that stuff.
She
I
loves
bet.
to do that stuff. Yeah, she's really good at it.
But you always like you said, you always want to make sure that they understand that.
Yeah.
And you know that you're not just doing it because
I'm not just I'm
Free
moving on to
labor.
the next new thing. The dog's
free labor.
free labor.
I got to shout out all the seniors at the dojo.
Seniors in the dojo.
The ones that just graduated. So we have a handful of seniors that just graduated. And unfortunately, four of them are going to be moving on from the dojo, whether it be through a Mormon mission or they're moving out of state. So, but people that graduated, we had Brianne, Todd, Luke, Brenner, Elsie, not Elsie. Oh crap! Did I forget her name? Amelia,
Yep.
Not Elsie. Elsie and Elsa graduates next year. Amelia, she just graduated as well. Brenner just graduated, and former students, people like Riley Rothfuss, should have just graduated.
Okay.
Or should be graduating. That's all I can think of offhand, but we've got Luke and Todd. They're going to be heading out to do their 2-year Mormon mission. We do know where Luke is going. Luke is going to Eugene, Oregon for his Mormon mission, and Todd has still not received his call yet. So we're kind of waiting around, seeing what's going on with that. Amelia, she moved, she's not moving. Her family's still staying where they're at, but herself is going to be moving down to Utah State, going down to Utah State College. So wish her all the best out there. But yeah, we got a lot of people graduating and moving, and you're just like, oh, don't leave because you guys are just getting to the point where we can show you cool stuff.
You can start to understand things.
Yeah.
That's all right, though.
Yeah. But that's basically the show for the day. I mean, like I said, it's been kind of a rough week for a bunch of us. So this is one of those, like, you put your foot in front of the other, power through it, make sure we build that content, build that character that we need to. Also, someone asked us what is our show? What are we trying to achieve out of our show? Are we a karate podcast? Are we an informative podcast? Are we a sports podcast? Truthfully, we are a karate dojo, but that doesn't limit us to talking to only karate things. Okay, so if you have questions that are non-karate related, please ask them. Okay, as far as what we're trying to accomplish, it's the same.
We say it in our intro.
Yeah, we say it in our intro. We're trying to make the world a better place and hopefully your day a little bit better in the process. And it's basically our motto here at the dojo, which is we build better people, building better people. And we try to do that through humor and answering questions and being available for people if they need to talk. Okay? So when you're listening and you're just like, I don't understand the point of this show. Well, the point of the show is to make you a better person, hopefully. Okay? And maybe that's just through listening. Okay? But, yeah, the whole point of us in the podcast is to hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. And, you know, one person at a time, we're building that change. Okay? So that's really what the podcast is about. So hopefully that kind of clears up any kind of confusion anybody may have. If you still don't understand, please ask us the next time you're in class. Okay? But don't forget to like and subscribe, share the show. We definitely want to build and grow TruMotion as much as we can. We're doing it all organically right now because I don't really feel the need to try to spend money or anything like that on ads. We just want to make sure that we're doing our part to make sure that each time we're out here, we're trying to make you better. Each podcast, we're trying to make you better. Each group class, we're trying to make you. Yeah, each group class, each personal lesson, each episode, each top 5.
There we go.
I mean, shoot, I bet you never thought you'd think about top 5 potato dishes.
Never.
Well, I sure as crap did today.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
That's right. We're coming up here towards the end of season 3. You're going to be starting season 4 here pretty soon. And we're going to add in more categories to the show. Okay? And eventually we're going to be going live. Okay? Where you can see us visually and still go through the podcast with us. Okay? But those are some cool things coming up. But again, make sure you like us on whatever platform you listen to your social media on. And we look forward to kicking with you guys next time.
You go with us next week. Bye, everyone.